Have a creator. He said, the meaning of the verse, were you created by nothing? Or did they, so let us look at the options that the creator in the Quran has given us. Were you created by nothing? Okay, so we know this creation. Okay, so either we were created by nothing or we create our own selves. The last option is left, we must have a creator. Let us go to the first option. We will create from nothing. Nothingness is not even a thing, let alone to create something else. Okay? You with me?
I think that's why it's very limiting. Maybe it's many creators, or maybe it's even...
No, we come to if there's many creators or one creator. Firstly, let's establish there is a creator. That's the first thing we have to do.
It's not very modest. It can be just something that we don't know. Maybe not creator. Maybe just some physics.
But no, physics, dear sister, physics is just a concept. Physics doesn't create. It's like numbers. Numbers is just a concept. Numbers doesn't exist in the real world, meaning have you seen number 5 walking street? No, it doesn't exist. Brothers, no one laugh, because why? People thinking we're joking, but I can laugh. I know it's a funny, of course, but no, don't laugh because it's a serious subject. So physics is just a concept, you know? Physics is just something that we named, something that we study, like biology, psychology, or you name it, okay? Chemistry, yes, chemistry, and all of that. The point here is that you give us options because we know we are created. We know we came into existence. No, yeah, please, no one record the sister.
Record from this way if you're going to
Yeah.
record. She doesn't want to be in the video.
So we know that we came into existence. We haven't not been here all the times. Do you agree with that? That we came into existence? Okay. So either we came to existence by ourselves. That's contradiction, because if you already exist, there's no point to create our own selves. You with me? There's a contradiction.
So we don't know.
No, we know.
I was not born that time when was first human.
No.
So I don't know how it was.
No, we know. Because why we know? Because if you're walking down the street, sister, and you see well-designed house, beautiful house, there's nice furniture inside the house, nice kitchen in the house, do you think came randomly?
Human made it, yes.
Why? Maybe have you seen the person who made it? You haven't. Why you think human made it? You know why? Because the observation that you have and the intellect that you have can analyze this house, has knowledge behind it, has a will behind it, has ability behind it. You agree with that? So you haven't seen the person who made the house, but because you are analyzing the house, the fact there is a foundation, there is a floor, and there is a pillars, and there is a ceiling, the one who made this house must be intelligent. He knew in order to keep the ceiling up, you need the pillars. He knew in order to keep the pillars stand firm, you need the foundation. You see? So based upon observation, you can see that. That's just on a smaller scale. What about our own creation, which is a way, way, way greater than simple house? That's what Allah in the Quran, sister, reflects. In the Quran, Allah always directs us, recommend us, encourage us to use our intellect and reflect upon the creations of the heavens and the earth and that which is between them. Like just look at our own creation. You know, we have a nose next to our mouth. Why? Because we smell food before we eat it. We have eyebrows above our eyes. Why? Because it protects us from the sweat, because the sweat contains the salt. We have a teeth in our mouth, not in our eyes, because we eat it with our mouth. The liquid that we have in our eyes is completely different than the liquid that we have in our ears. All of that clearly indicate we must have a creator. Likewise, the changing of the day and the night, changing of the seasons, that clearly give us indication this creation must have a creator. Make sense?
I'm not convinced. I think it's a coincidence that at the same time it's just everything is very logical. Why do we look this way? If you would move to a different continent and would have children, they would also just evolution.
Evolution.
Affects your argument. I'm just still not convinced.
But how? So can you give us, because you believe this universe came into existence, correct?
I don't know how was it made.
Yeah, but this universe cannot be eternal. Do you know why you cannot be eternal? Give you clear-cut proof? The fact that we never existed, we came into existence, we are part of the universe. The fact this tree came into existence, they're part of the universe. So that gives us clear cut this universe was not eternal to begin with. Because if it was eternal, meaning all of us, including the trees, we have to be here eternally too. But we claim we're not eternal. I don't know how old you are. Clearly we are between 25, 30, 34. Clearly that we are not eternal, you know? So it came into existence. So either came into existence with a creator or without a creator. Which one is logical and intellectual?
I don't know the answer. I don't know. I think that.
But you told me about the house must have a creator. And my house is way complex than the universe.
It's like just building a shelter. You just made very artistic and comfortable shelter for you. This is when a human being built the house and designed.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you haven't seen the person who made the house, but you said the reason you believe he made the house because you can see within the creation of this house there is a power behind it, there is a knowledge behind it, there is wisdom behind it, even though you haven't seen the guy, even though you don't know what his shoe size, but you know this house must be been made. What about our own selves? What about this tremendous heaven? What about the trees? What about the seas? What about the animals? You know? So either came into existence with a creator or without a creator. Or by chance. You think by chance?
Maybe like coincidences.
Yeah, but what is chance? Chance is just a term that we're using. Chance, again, is not an actual entity that exists outside to do something. Chance is just a term. It's like telling me the universe was created, but I'm going home. I'm going home is just sentence.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So God, okay, creator. So why did he made this life and such a temporary, short life? So why did he make?
No,
this
before we go to why God made this and made that, firstly, let's establish as a creator. Because now, when you believe there's a creator and you believe the creator based upon his wisdom and his mercy and justice, he sent the prophets and messengers, then everything will come into, you understand everything perfectly. Because we know why this life is temporary. We know why there's a lot of trials and tribulations in this life. We know why there's evil in this life. Because the creator already explicitly, clearly stated this creation or this universe was created as a test for you, is a means for you. Your end goal is not this universe, your end goal is another place. So God puts you here to test you with good and evil, you know? So this is different subject, but firstly, let us establish this universe must have a creator. You know, so to say universe is eternal, we clearly have demonstrated cannot be the case. So what is left must come into existence. So what is options? Either by creator, without by a creator, or without a creator. Okay. Sorry about that. You know, it's the first time here. You know, it's crazy here. You know. Just, yeah. So. Leave him, brothers. Just leave him. One person speak to him. Just one person speak to him. One person. خلاص. أخي خلاص. Yeah. So you must, sister, you seem like a very smart girl, okay? Either this create, أخي, leave him, أخي, إخوة. Okay, barakallah big. So I must have these two.
Okay, so lovely. Be established. There's a creator.
Okay.
So what is it for?
Okay, there is a creator. What is for? Firstly,
Why did he created this life?
I told you why this life. إخوة, please, brothers, why 20 people entertaining him? You know, I'll give you a saying. Sorry, I'll answer your question. There's a saying. You know, I'll give you a saying, you know. They say, listen. There's a saying. If you throw a stone at every dog start barking at you, then the stone will be more expensive than gold. You have to start looking who's going to sell you stones now. Because the best thing is to turn away from the foolish ones. You know, insulting us, leave him, you know. I mean, in this place, I have been tried. This from Allah to test my patience with the hecklers. Last week, 2 Muslims and a non-Muslims heckling me. The week before, a Muslim heckling me. So Allah tried me with them. So let's be patient, inshallah, you know. So firstly, there is a creator. Now, why the creator create the creation, okay? Naturally, we know. It is even, there's a study done in Oxford University about what is the origin of mankind. Is it to believe in God or not to believe in God? And this study took them 3 years, okay? and they spent 1.9 million on this project. They came to the conclusion that children, if they're left alone without pre-education, they will naturally believe there is God. Okay, naturally. And guess what? Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam said, alayhi salatu wasalam mean, oh Allah shower you, oh Allah shower him with his blessings and mercy. He stated that 1,400 years ago. He said every child, every newborn is born with a natural inclination. His family make him a Jew or a Christian or a fire worshipper. Okay? Now, God created us to worship him, to be grateful to him. Okay? He's the creator. We are here to worship him. That's one of the reasons. The other reason, to test us. Okay? The other reasons, based upon our observation of this creation, we can come to a conclusion that God must be all-powerful. God is merciful. What is merciful? The rain. The rain is a sign and indication of the effects of God's mercy. Likewise, can be a punishment from God. God wants to show us that it's powerful, okay? Likewise, God creates us to recognize one another. So that's the reasons that is being stated why God created us. And you know, sister, I always mention this example. Imagine you're in a house, okay? And you are being surrounded with a fire. You're about to die. That's it, you gave up. I came and I saved your life. What would you say to me at least?
I would be forever grateful.
Very grateful, I saved your life. Okay? Would you remember me all the time?
Forever.
Okay. So why don't you be grateful and remember the one who gave your life for free?
Yes.
You see, that's one of the reasons that we are here for. To be grateful.
If you would do, even if you would save my life, and you would do a bad thing later on, and you would misbehave to another human being, I would maybe be not grateful, because I would decide that it's that you don't deserve my gratefulness. So if I would feel that God is doing something bad to people, I don't think that I should glorify.
But first of all, God do bad things to people. God never done bad things to people. People do bad things to themselves. You know?
Yes.
Because, for example, I'll give you an example. Many people complain about poverty in Africa, poverty in Asia. First of all, let us be clear that the European came and stole everyone's resources and they made their country developed based upon stealing people's wealth. So it's not God's problem, okay? Secondly, God gave a solution how to resolve this problem. What is in Islam? Charity. If every rich person gives charity to people, there will be no poverty. Okay? But again, doesn't mean this life is going to be perfect, because sister, we have to understand, this life is not the main target for God creating us. Our main target is paradise or the hellfire. Based upon his mercy, create paradise. Based upon his anger, create the hellfire. But he gives you free will. It's up to you to follow God's teaching or to turn away from it. Because what a paradise is a place that, as the Messenger of Allah said, what the eyes never seen, and the ears never heard, and the heart never thought of. But firstly, let's go back to the main point that you said, yes, I should be grateful and worship. You should worship the one who gave you life. Even your eyes. If I give you £2 million, I said, you know what? I'm having nice discussion with you. This £2 million, I'm a trillionaire. What would you say to me? Thank you. £2 million is a big money.
I wouldn't take.
No, but
I know everything. Why do I need to take anything else?
no. I say, you know what? Okay. What would they say to me?
They would say, no, you deserve it. Keep your money.
No. If I give you £2 million, what did they say to me?
It's their decision.
If I give him sweet, he will say thank you.
So what would you say?
Yeah.
I say him thank you.
Yeah, this is human nature. I mean, that's human nature. I mean, this is.
Human, because I would say no. Wow, it's not necessary.
If someone do something good to you, you will not say thank you.
So if you'd say money, like I have enough money.
No, I'm saying, I'm just giving an example. If I do something good to you, what would you say to me?
Thank you.
Thank you, okay? So if I give $2 million to a poor person, I'm not obliged to give him $2 million. He's not my child. But if I give him £2 million, of course he's going to thank me. But the same poor person, if I give him £2 million on condition, asking him for his eyes, he will not give me his eyes. Because he knows his eyes is more valuable than any money, correct? You agree with that? Yeah. So why we are not be grateful for God's blessings on us? You see, simple. That's why we should be grateful to God. But the question that comes in, how can we be grateful to the Creator? Is it according to our feelings? my feeling, his feeling, your feeling, or according to the will of the Creator?
You know, I have a feeling that actually the fact that I have eyes is just because of my mother and father, that she didn't drink any alcohol, that she didn't stress too much during pregnancy. That's the consequence that I was born healthy.
So you believe your father and your mother gave you life and gave you
that,
eyes?
like, that I have good eyes and health because of God. Because when she was pregnant, she was eating healthily, she slept well. It was just there. That's what happened.
Having your parents who disagree with you, so it doesn't mean that, because there are some people who drink alcohol, smoke drugs, and they have healthy children. I mean, this is
Some
but
children might have some autism,
okay.
and I was born healthy, and
So-
I think because of that.
if your parents gave you eyes, how come if you, may Allah forbid, if you lose your eyes, why they take you to doctor? Why they can't give you eyes back again? If it was up to them in the beginning.
That's how we are made. That's what I would like to.
How we been made by who?
I would like to find actually the answer.
That's what.
She answered it. She said how we were made.
That's what I'm saying. We're made by the Creator. Our parents are a means. To make it clear to you, if I'm in a room and there is a switch, if I turn the switch on and the light comes on, I'm not the one who made the light, electricity. I'm just a means for the light to come on. But the one made electricity is someone other than me. Okay?
Second, why did he create it like men and women? Why he just couldn't do some self-sufficient human which can just give birth at some
You know, now this is firstly, you are just digressing from the main point. The main point is there is a Creator. Now, if there is a Creator, logic dictates he knows about his creation better than anyone else. So you're saying why? Even your idea is wrong. I can bring you another person and said, why God create man and woman? Why didn't create tree and chicken? You know, this is not bad, because the fact that this universe can see clearly man and woman, because in order for us to procreate, you need a man and a woman, you know, and the man needs a woman and the woman needs a man.
That's how God decided. Why he didn't think about different
But you are dictating to God what He wants to do.
So I'm asking, like you are knowledgeable, yes?
Yeah, but I'm knowledgeable, but I'm not going to dictate to God what God should do. Because, for example, I know my intellect is limited. So my limited intellect, my
Gave us limited intellect. Do you agree?
yeah, brother. Wait, say again?
I have a feeling that God gave us limited intellect.
Yeah. So what's that? What's the problem with that?
So I'm not really grateful then. I love this word. I would like to understand everything.
Yeah, but if you,
Limited intellect.
I don't, no, but I don't even believe in Nabi, brother. It's okay. The point here is that you are dictating to God, okay, why you give me this, why you give me that. So we're gonna be, you know what's happening here? You should be God and God should be your creator, your created being. God is the creator, and God the way He creates you, He creates you to go in line with His wisdom and His will. See? So He created you to test you. So now you are here, okay? And logic dictates you should be grateful for what God has given you. And you just told me if I saved your life, you'll be very grateful to me. But when it comes to God, you change. Why?
Because I don't feel that God did anything.
So who gave you life?
My parents.
So when you die, how come your parents cannot give you life back again if it was up to them? How come when you die, your parents cannot give you life back again if it was up to them in the first place?
See, like, that's all questions I would like to find answer for.
Yeah, but you said your parents gave you life.
Yes.
So but clearly your parents didn't give you life. Because when you die, they can't give you life again.
Yes.
So they were means. So the one who gave you life is the Creator, God. So you should be grateful to Him. Instead, you know what you're doing, sister? I have respect. The example of you is someone going to university. Instead of focusing why he's in university to study and get qualification, he starts saying to the principal, why there is a bathroom in the first floor, why the bathroom is not the first floor? Why there is this? By the time he knows it, the year finished and he failed. So you are asking a question which doesn't not really serve you. So doesn't serve your life. If you see what I'm saying, because why God create men, women, why didn't create this and that? You don't know what the best thing to create. God knows. Because I can bring you another person, he will say something different than yours. And remember, your opinion and our opinion is subjective, which means can be right or wrong. Correct? Therefore, cannot be a criteria to judge God's action, which is objective.
So why do you believe in heaven and hell? Like,
Sister, before heaven and hell, you accept there is God, there is a creator.
So I accept it.
Okay.
Yes. And you mentioned earlier
Yeah.
there will be life after.
After
How do you
this.
know you will have a life after?
How do I know? That's a good question. So now, because I believe in the Creator, now but the Creator, based upon His wisdom and His mercy, He sent prophets and messengers to tell us about our life. Do you remember when I asked you, now yes, we should worship the Creator. How should we worship the Creator? Okay? Now, if I made a phone from scratch, no one knows about the phone better than I, because I made it from scratch. So if you want to learn about the purpose of the phone, you come to me. So now, God sent the prophets and messengers to tell us about our purpose in this life. Again, some people, they will be claiming to be prophets of God, but they are liars. So when God chose people, He gave them distinguished criteria and tools to differentiate them from the rest of the people. For example, I don't have to speak about Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Prophet Muhammad. Now Prophet Muhammad ﷺ prophesied about the future, okay, in detail. And of course, no one knows the future in detail precisely except the one who made this creation. Because before you make creation, or before you make anything, you have to have the knowledge of it, correct? You agree? Okay. So now, why I believe there is the hereafter, based upon the Prophet Muhammad's teaching, who we can establish he must be the prophet and the messenger of the Most High. For example, Prophet Muhammad said about prophecies, about the future. He said it will come a time when a man will make up a lie. Man will make up a lie. In the morning, his lies will reach the east and the west. When the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ mentioned that, was 1,400 years ago. Back in those days, in order for me to travel from here to Cardiff will take me 3 days, let alone from my lie to spread far east, far west. Now, this prophecy, we can see it clearly. Anyone make up a lie, put it on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, will reach the east and the west. So how men that lived in the middle of the desert 1,400 years ago knew about something that you don't have to be Muslim or Christian or atheist to observe it? How he knew that? Not randomly, specifically, precisely. Another one, Prophet Muhammad mentioned, ﷺ, he said the Arabs, not anyone, the Arabs who are known all their life to use the camels, because the camels like the ship for this in the sea, okay? He said they will stop using the camels as a riding beast. Okay, now if they stop using camels as a riding beast, how are they going to travel? Prophet Muhammad did not stop there. He goes on to explain, they will use something as a box, okay, as a saddler, that will carry them from their houses to the mosque with their wives. Now go to Dubai, Qatar, Saudi, they don't use camels like before. They use what? Cars. So again, how he knew that, ﷺ. Again, now, one of the miracles of the Quran, that the Jews, the Christians, Hindus, all of them believe their books is holy, okay? But why the only book that it has been memorized by 100 million of people, word for word, letter for letter, is the Quran? Why not the other books?
Because you
Is what?
be family orientated, that you tell your children that it's very important. And in Christianity, nobody is telling us to memorize Quran.
Quran, Bible, it tells you. It is.
Memorize Bible.
Yeah.
And I think maybe in your religion, like families are telling that this is an important book to memorize. I was never ever told to memorize Bible.
Maybe
That's
you,
why I don't memorize.
maybe you, but to be honest, the Christians tell that the Bible, learn the Bible, read the Bible, study the
Say
Bible.
memorize.
Huh?
I think in Quran you say memorize.
Yeah, but same thing for the Jews as well. But the point here is that, okay, I'm a Muslim, but why the Europeans and Americans, the reverts, are memorizing the Quran? They have no family to tell them memorize the Quran. Right? Do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why? Allah mentioned that 1,400 years ago. Allah said, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّنَّا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We have made Quran easy to be memorized. And Allah mentioned that not for the Arabs, for everyone. Now you go to some African countries, European countries, Asian countries, Americans. You speak to them in Arabic, they cannot speak Arabic properly. They cannot pronounce words, but they know Quran word for word and they pronounce it correctly and properly, okay? And also Allah sent the Quran that He will preserve the Quran. Can we verify this claim? We can. You know how? I would challenge on a camera, I would challenge the Jews and the Christians, even the Muslim countries.
In Arab world, there is people who are born there, that's their own language, and they cannot even read the Quran.
Yeah, something
And
they
they
can't.
don't even understand it.
Yeah.
Even
One second.
It's a language, if you don't learn, it's like any other language in the world. If you don't learn, there's no way you can. There's mother
No, but that's not true because there's people who doesn't know that.
There are mother language.
Yeah.
you can be born in Afghanistan, and Afghanistan have the mother language. So once you are growing in that community, it's a common knowledge for anybody living that territory able to easily communicate that language. If somebody is foreign, come into that community, it takes a long time before you can, or you can go to school and learn.
But what is the point? What is your point?
The point is because he said something which I think is a bit off the line. He made a very good point. But at the end of the day, see, Prophet Muhammad said wonderful things.
No, brother. Before we know, brother, I gave him to speak. Then that's why I don't like people to speak because they go off. The point is not.
All listening to
Yeah, but well, no.
we have to be able to help.
Yeah, after.
In the area
No,
of
but
understanding.
brother, you jumped in, then you digressing.
Ask a person.
No, the point I said to her, the Quran has been memorized by hundreds of millions of people. Why is the only Quran? Why is not the Bible? The Jews, they look up to their book. The Christians, the Hindu, the Sikh. Why only the Quran? And guess what? The Quran mentioned that 1,400 years ago, that this book would be memorized by Allah, made it easy for the people to memorize it. Why it is the only book, even though the Christians, they believe the Bible is the word of God. I'm going to give you a funny story. Bart Ehrman, he was a Christian scholar, then he left Christianity because he became well expert in manuscripts, and he noticed that the Bible contradicts itself. There's many Bibles. Do you know what he said? He said, once I was teaching, he was a Christian scholar, now he becomes scholar in Christianity because he's not Christian anymore. He said to the Christians, okay? He said, how many of you have you read the book, Harry Potter's book? Everyone. Another book, everyone. He said, how many of you read the Bible, even though you believe the Bible is the word of God? He said, like 2 of them. He said, if you believe the Bible is the word of God, don't you want to know what God wants to tell you? Who believe that? Muslim. That's why we memorize the Quran, because we know it's the word of God. Understand? So
It's a very good statement. But you see, knowledge is if the book, if you have the book in your room and you choose not to read, whose fault is that?
no, brother, brother, I'm trying to talk about a different thing. I will talk. No, but my point, brother, I can ask my question. Why the only Quran it's been memorized by hundreds of people?
Quran means recitation.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
So-
memorization.
no,
it means recitation.
it's recitation.
Yeah.
So you are making a claim that because the other books, people are learning.
I'm not talking about learning. I'm talking.
Understand what
No,
you're
what I'm
saying?
saying is
Yeah.
the other book in terms of
It's changing the whole.
هذا خلاص هذا.
the other book. But my point is, Quran means recitation.
Yeah, I mean اقرأ. Yeah, that doesn't mean memorization.
So if within Islamic community,
Can I have water?
you've been taught to memorize,
شكرا أخوي لعزك.
well, that is you. But there are
Brother. After. Okay, wait. Brother, okay. خلاص, let me finish my. After you talk, after.
You only have one question. Now you have to.
Anyway. Wait.
we are all enjoying.
Yeah.
We are all enjoying.
So come in.
Are we trying to learn something here?
Literally, I was speaking to her. No, it was 2 hours.
It might be the focus, but
Yeah, but you listen, of course.
you are giving him.
I was not gonna argue who was speaking to, brother. I will speak to you. 1 second, talk a second. I said, look.
Be patient.
Okay, be patient, brother. Thank you very much. What I was gonna say, okay, Allah mentioned the Quran, that He will preserve the Quran, okay? This claim was made 1,400 years ago. It was not made when a time there was computer to, what they call it, upload your Quran in the computer, save it the hard drive and all of that. It was made in a time the Arabs didn't even have the paper to write down. They had to get the papers from the Chinese, okay? Let alone saying that this book will be preserved. Now, can we verify this claim? The Quran makes claim. Can we verify it? Yes, easily. Let us, all of us, through our scriptures, through our computers, which has Quran in the sea. The only book that will remain with us, which book? The Quran. You know who can bring? I don't have to bring Muslim scholars. I can bring Muslim children from Algeria, Morocco, Pakistan, Saudi, Bangladesh, China, America. I say, come, my children, get us the Quran back. Let alone our scholars. Scholars just stayed there. The Christians, you bring your scholars. Jewish, bring your scholars. They can't even bring a chapter from the Bible.
You see, this is another error, because you see, when you talk about reading,
I'm not talking about reading, brother. I'm talking about which book would remain with us.
how many people who have read other books.
Brother, forget about that, brother. Brother, there's more Muslim. There's no Arab Muslims more than Arabs.
Have you read?
Brother, answer my question. Which book will remain with us? No, brother, answer my question. Which book will remain with us if all of us would decide to throw our scriptures in the sea?
If you go to the Jewish world,
The Jewish?
by the claim you have made, yeah, before Daniel, the prophet Daniel.
I'm talking about now, brother.
Wait. He said the prophet Daniel before.
Anyway, so the point here. Okay, brother. Are you Christian, by the way? Are you Christian?
We are talking.
No, are you Christian? Because if she's not Christian, brother.
He spoke about all.
Okay.
Okay, let them talk to the lady.
Okay. Brother.
Let them talk to the lady.
I was not even talking about internet. Anyway, Ahmed. Yeah, brother. قلت لك ربي يسلط عليها كلس. قلت لك. 1 second, brother. No, you haven't. Listen, I'll tell you. Listen, brother, I'm here. You came to our platform. Are you Christian?
I said something. You are presenting a very good information. But when there is.
Then there's a Shamsi doesn't let people speak. Do you know why? Because people will go to China if you let them speak. They take you China, take you Morocco.
You can talk to the lady. You just
No, Ali. Look. Brother, what's your name? Brother, what's your name? Joe, you come to address people. Can you, brother, go with him? Because he wants to address you. Clearly, he doesn't want to speak to me. He cannot move you. Brother, Joe, you don't even let me to finish a point. Oh, hear me out. Are you Christian? Yes or no?
Let me ask you something.
Just answer this question. Are you Christian?
لا إله إلا محمد رسول الله.
Just let him finish and then we tell him okay.
Okay.
Just let him finish.
You're just talking, mate.
Okay, what's your point?
I don't know, brother. I'm not bakery here. Sugar bread and brown bread.
Sugar bread and
Okay.
Jumping in and wait.
Wait. After we tell you. Okay.
no question.
No. You can, but not now. Brother, stay. We can speak to you.
See, you made the claim. That's not the.
Anyway.
Guys, let him finish.
He was talking to the lady.
Yeah, I know.
Please, sorry.
Okay. خلاص. Okay, brother. Take care. Brother, I thought you want to go.
Because what he's saying, wasn't.
Let him finish, guys. Let him finish.
Claim which was not.
Where's the mute button on the remote?
It's a half truth. Yeah. It needs to be clear.
Okay, so
That's why I
that.
asked you.
Okay.
You know the difference between sugar bread and brown bread.
I thought you going.
So I asked you a question. You are not answering. What's the difference between sugar bread and brown bread?
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Anyway, so the reason. لا يا أخي, you don't know how patient I have, brother. لا يا أخي, you don't understand, أخي. Anyway, the reason, so now, if we establish that Prophet Muhammad to be true prophet, alayhi أخي, let me teach you something, brothers. It is not compulsory every time his name is being mentioned to say sallallahu. You can say it once. You have to say it once if you hear it, okay? But not every time, because sometimes you can interrupt, okay? You can say in your heart, alayhi, okay? So if you say it once, the scholars Ibn Hajar mentioned, it's enough. It's not compulsory. Of course, you get reward by the conversation, so barakallahu fiqh. So my point here, that we know Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to be true prophet, because we can establish with the logical proofs, intellectual proof, tangible proofs, he's a true prophet. Therefore, the most high, the most wise, will not choose a liar to convey his message. Therefore, logic dictates whatever he came with is the truth. That which he came with, not just him, Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Noah, Jacob, Isaac, Ishmael, even though they never met each other, these prophets and messengers, they came, there is a life after death. Is that clear?
But okay, so when I think about Leonardo da Vinci, and he could foresee the future, and he could do like new inventions, he could draw pictures of like some flying, planes, things like that. So I think that every person can foresee the future, which is just with a very clever mind. So I think that prophets.
There's a difference between prediction and prophecies.
So even if they said many things which happened, it still doesn't convince me that there is heaven and hell, life after death, because maybe they just made a mistake only in this matter.
We made a mistake. Prophesize many things. I mean, firstly, there's different. Sorry, there's difference between prediction and prophecies. Okay, prediction, the footballers can make prediction. You know, people that know about footballs can make prediction. So prophecy is completely different, okay?
Just a second,
So,
because it is
no, I'm not just talking
because-
about...
Just a second.
Go on, sorry.
If it's written that there is life after death, only that because it's written down on a paper, you believe in it.
Even logical, I believe it makes sense. Because,
It doesn't
okay,
make sense
what happened to
me.
Hitler? He killed many people. Stalin, what is the outcome? Khalas, gone.
Yes, lives are gone. Ashes.
Ashes.
Yes.
No, but so now, therefore, brother Akhi Ali, if you're speaking behind me, so Stalin, Hitler, Mao killed millions of people, nothing happened to them. So do you know what it means? Man, you are justifying, not you, but therefore we can justify, therefore we should kill and do whatever I want to do. Because if I'm an atheist, atheism, because many people attribute themselves to atheism belief, and don't know what is atheism. Atheism, purely you believe you are a product of reaction of a blind matter and a chemical, okay? If this is the case, no one should tell me how to live my life, because I'm just a reaction of a blind matter. So I can rape,
Like that
kill.
can be very good.
Huh?
People like that
Yeah,
can still
according
be
to atheism, they should say it's okay to do that. You see, to be true atheist, you have to accept that. But because you know, which is natural inclination, you know that it's wrong. You know people should be judged and should be held accountable for what they did. You see? So that's why the hereafter is there for them.
No, see, didn't convince me.
No, I'm not here to confuse you, because if you close your eyes and I can bring you 20 sons, you cannot see it. It's up to you. You know, I'm here to convey the message. I mean, the prophets and messengers who are more eloquent than me, who are more smarter than me, and I should not compare myself to them, especially Prophet Muhammad. There are some people, they say that we're not convinced. It's not about what you're convinced, because clearly you can see you are struggling with your own intellect. Firstly, that you believe we are established to this universe came into existence. Secondly, you must have a creator. Thirdly, Prophet Muhammad about his prophecies, not just prophecies, okay? I mentioned the miracle of the Quran. Also him, how Allah aided him and spread his religion. And now there is many barriers in the West, and this again another prophecy in the Quran. And what is powerful this prophecy? This prophecy, there is many barriers stopping this prophecy to be fulfilled, but it's taking a place. Do you know why? Because the Most High promised it. Allah said Islam will overpower the other religions. We know the fastest growing religion on the face of the earth is Islam, especially where? In the Western world. British women, there's a study done. British women are turning away, smart women, turning away from their liberal life and accepting Islam. Why? No one is forcing them. Do you know why? Because they knew Islam goes in line with the natural inclination and the sound reasoning, and it goes in line with what do you call it? Our tools, like, you know, our observation of the universe, how God created this universe.
So name an example that you said British women like they convert to Islam. So what specifically, like what is why?
That's what they said. You can check it on BBC.
Of course.
Yeah.
So please tell us why they do this.
For example, I'll give you an example. Islam really respects women. Islam doesn't allow men to use a woman as a tool to sell his products. Islam look at a woman, teach us woman is not about her beauty, it's about her personality, about her righteousness. Islam teach us, for example, Islam teach you, look, treat for example, if you love, Prophet Muhammad said, if you love a woman, marry her. Why? Because everyone claims to love a girl when he speaks to her over the phone, or he meets her. Prophet Muhammad said, I will put you in a test. Because are you going to just use her, or you really love her? If you love a woman, then marry her. Because you know, if you marry her, she will have a right over you. So now, are you really wants to take that responsibility, and you think, you know, I accept your right over me because I love you. Oh, no, I don't really love you, man. I just want to use you. You see? So that's why the British woman noticed that yes, Islam respects women. And Islam teaches us that Prophet Muhammad, the man came to him. He said, oh, Messenger of Allah, who deserves my companionship more? He said, your mother. He said, then who? He said, your mother. He said, then who? He said, your mother. He said, then who? He said, your father. So our mother has more right over us than our father. Rather, man came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, I want to come with you. He said, is your mother alive? He said, yes. He said, go take care of her. Is a way to paradise. He didn't say the father. He said, your mother. You see? So when they noticed that, look, sister, we live in this country. We know what's going on around the world, not just this country. Sometimes you walk in the street and you see advertisements. Beautiful car, Next to it, naked woman. Please tell me what a naked woman has to do with a car. Please, you tell me what a naked woman has to do with a car.
Yes, you're right that it's Western civilization is very like sexualized.
That's it. That's it. That's why in Islam, when Allah legislated women to cover, not because Allah hates her, no, because Allah wants to show her that your body is sacred. It's not just a tool that people can utilize it. You know. You know. That's why I'm telling you, read it. It's not me saying that. BBC, and you know BBC, they against Islam too. But sometimes they speak the truth.
Where
you know.
do you get the diamond and the gold?
Huh?
Where do you get the diamond and gold?
Would you get there?
Diamond and gold.
Where?
On top of the earth or?
Of course, you have to go deeper.
Thank you.
And of course, without any doubt. So my point here is they see that also, you know, as I've mentioned, sister, naturally you know that I should be grateful to the one that saved my life or take care of me. What about the one who gave you life for free? What about the one who gave you eyes? The one who gave you air? You know when there is drought in any country, we don't send money. Money is useless. But we send food. And if there's no rain, we have no food. Rain is the mercy of the Creator. So reflect about that. You know, Allah always teach us. As a Muslims, we don't believe Islam is the truth because I was just born Muslim. Rather, in the Quran teaches me that you have to believe Islam is the truth because of the argument that Allah used in the Quran.
So okay, so it was very interesting when you said that like Quran really respects females, and when you have Quran, men know how to behave. That he have to like love woman, marry her. So does it mean that if you wouldn't have Quran and there would be some men which never heard about Quran, they would just behave badly?
No, I didn't say that because I believe naturally.
Because I believe it's common sense.
Yeah, that's what. But to be honest, it's not about common sense as well. Because if I'm a true atheist, if I'm a true believer in atheism, then I don't care about no one. Because I believe, especially if I believe in evolution, Darwinian evolution, survival of the fittest. So I'm just gonna do whatever I like.
But yes, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna use women, use man, use whatever I'm gonna do.
Just a second.
If I'm true atheist,
Just,
you know.
Sorry,
Go on.
I really feel that I do what I like. Like I, honestly, yes, I just like to be genuine. And if I like people, I just tell them I like them.
Yeah.
If someone is bad, I have to tell them that you're doing bad things.
But maybe bad is it's subjective to you.
I'm
Again,
not following.
it's subjective. You don't believe in God. The way your observation of what is good, what is bad, will be subjective, not objective. Because he's gonna say to you, okay, you are a reaction of blind matter, and I'm a reaction of blind matter. What I have to accept your definition of bad. I believe it's good. That's why atheism, Richard Dawkins, Lawrence Krauss, these are big atheists. They are struggling to.
They can be good people. But have you met them in person?
What is good again? If you don't, there's no God. Why you have
For
to?
example, I don't believe, I don't believe yet. I didn't make my mind, but I go very often and I buy all my salary. I just buy homeless people food. I go to McDonald's to buy them cup of tea. My friends are buying chips. I'm buying cup of tea for the homeless person. And how come?
That goes against Darwin evolution because survival of the fittest. You should let them die.
They're too weak. They don't deserve to be.
Yeah, they don't deserve to live.
You're going to pass on
But
bad
we don't know
genetics.
their lives. How can you say that?
Yeah, but if you believe in Darwin evolution, because Darwin evolution is the survival of the fittest. We are what? Selfish human beings. So we don't care about people.
It is entirely up to you. Like I'm just showing an example.
Yeah, sister, I agree with you. I agree with you taking care of poor people, but that comes under believing God. If you are a true atheist, especially,
I'm not believing in God.
yeah, but if you are a true atheist, are you atheist?
I didn't make my mind.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So I will tell you, generally speaking, yes, we know what is good, what is bad. This God created in us. God created in us. What is good, what is bad. You understand? So I know if I see someone stepping on a baby's head, I know that is wrong. We know that. Allah mentioned that in the Quran to us. You understand? But my point here is that when you don't believe in God, then that's it. You understand? Everything will be corrupted. Because there's no God, then I'm going to do whatever I like. You cannot dictate to me what is good. Richard Dawkins, you know Richard Dawkins? Richard Dawkins is one of the biggest militant scientists. He said we cannot say objectively what Hitler did was wrong. Because why? He said I have to be true to my belief, atheism. You understand, sister? So my point here, come back here, that look, as I've mentioned, we have the tools. We've been created. There's a purpose for this life. Your eyes has a purpose. Your heart has a purpose. What is your purpose here? We know that logic dictates our purpose, what the Creator wants us to do. What is it? To serve Him, to worship Him, to take care of our each other. Likewise, is a test for us. That's why there is a death. You know, that's what Allah said in the Quran to the wrongdoers and those who reject Him. You try to escape from death, but surely death will meet you.
So just a second.
What's up, brothers? Yeah, go on.
You create, so God created us to worship Him, right?
Yeah, God created us to worship
You
Him.
would have a power to create something, and for example, you would create something, or I would create a baby. I would feel very embarrassed and bad if I would create something to expect that this would worship me.
But you expect it to take care of you, to be good to you.
No.
So if your child be rude to you, would you accept that?
No.
Oh, see? So God creates. What about God who creates you, gave you life? You didn't even create the baby, sister. You know, sister, look. Wallah, I can see clearly that, for example, you said if you give birth to a child and it's rude to you, you will not like it. God created us and He took care of us. He raised us up with His blessings. Then let us be grateful to Him. That's why He wants us.
But if you would create something, would you expect that this would worship you?
But again, I'm not God firstly. And also, what is worship? Worship, to be thankful to me and to serve me. If I'm going to make a car, that car will serve me. I'm not going to make something that doesn't do nothing to me.
So He created us and He's using us.
He's not using you.
You're using
No,
God.
God is not. No, I'm just giving you an example because. No, we are a servant of God. We are here to serve God. Yeah, we are here to serve God by worshiping Him. And if you serve God, brother, okay, 1 minute. If you serve God, then God is the most generous. God, He creates, as I've mentioned. It's up to you. Give your free will. It's up to you now. You want to serve God, worship Him, and stay away from the false gods and for His teaching, or turn away from it. If you serve God, worship Him for the blessings that He has given you, then you have paradise. Okay? If not, then don't blame no one on the day of resurrection. Okay? I mean, anyone knows that. I mean, wallahi, like, if I saved your life, you will never forget me. Even if I'm rude to people, you don't forget me because why? You know this person saved my life. And you said, I'll remember you all the time. What about the one who gave you life for free? That's what Allah said in the Quran. If you try to count Allah's blessings on you, you will never be able to do so. Okay, sister?
Amazing conversation. Thank
Sister, can I give you a leaflet to read? Very nice. This called 5 necessities which Islam came to preserve. Here for you. Thank you very much, and I'm sorry if I was rude or something. You know,
Very nice to listen.
take care. Take care of yourself. If anyone has a question, then you're more than welcome to ask. Where is the?
He's there.
Anyway, you know, sister, I'm not trying to pin you down, but I'm saying about atheism. You know why I'm saying if we don't believe in God, we'll have a lot of troubles. You know why? Because remember, atheism, they saying that we came by chance. We came based upon a blind, some of them said blind matter, a reaction of a chemical, okay, or chemical reaction. If this is the case, so therefore everyone should decide his own morals.
But you should actually follow your own path. Like Socrates said, what's the purpose of life? Happiness. You have to go. You can't, if your parents tell you, be a lawyer, and you feel that you're an artist, you have to actually, this is how we are made to be, have sanity. You have to follow your path.
So we are made then. We are made.
Well, it is fascinating topic.
We are made the creator, so that's why we should be worshiping. But the point I was going to say, if I have my own path, then your happiness should not be, you cannot tell me the way you gain happiness through your way. I'm going to say, listen, hear me out. So some people, I've listened to some people, they enjoy, literally, he said, I enjoy raping children. That's his own happiness. Would you accept that?
So you see, that's what we have to find out, where things like that come from. Is it some mental illness?
Do you know where it comes from? Not believing God. That's where it comes from. When you believe in atheism, because as I said, if you truly believe in atheism,
it's interesting because maybe we need to study human psychology more instead just.
This is another dangerous tactic. I'm not saying you. Now, did you know? I was reading a newspaper a month ago. Now they try to justify pedophilia. They saying we should not put them in prison. We should ask them why they're doing that. Maybe he's born like this. That's what they're doing now. And you know what? Remember my statement. I'm going to say on the camera. In 50 years' time, pedophilia will be legal. Remember my statement. Or longer. Or longer. Because 100 years ago, some stuff we are doing now, and we are holding it as okay. People used to look at it as very evil. Now we are looking at okay. Then wait for it. Remember my statement. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَسَتَذْكُرُونَ مَا أَقُولُ لَكُمْ وَأُفَوِّضُ أَمْرِي إِلَى اللَّهِ. That you remember my speech and I put my trust in Allah. Remember that. Now that's what they're saying. They're saying, let us study their psychology. Maybe he's born this way. Maybe he likes children. Maybe, you know. And they're coming under what? Children's rights. That's why Islam, let me finish with this, sister. Yeah? I gave you that leaflet to read it more. Islam came to preserve 5 necessities in this life. 5 necessities in this life. If it has been preserved, we'll have a good society. What is it? First, religion. Islam comes to teach you, you are here for a purpose. You are here to worship your Creator. Secondly, intellect. In Islam, anything that harms the intellect is forbidden. Why? Because the intellect is very powerful. The intellect is a faculty that God gave it to us to utilize it, okay? So Islam, anything that harms the intellect. Thirdly, anything that comes to protect and preserve lineage. That's why Islam, fornication, adultery is forbidden. Why? Because family in Islam, you have a right. Your father has a right over you. Your cousin has a right over you. 1 second. Shukran akhi. Barakallah fik. Hold it. Jazakallah khair. So that's why adultery and fornication is forbidden. Do you know why? How many people go sleep with a woman, he leave her with her children, the child doesn't know his father or the mother, then he doesn't know his family. Maybe, see, that's why Islam came to preserve lineage. Okay? Likewise, Islam came to preserve wealth. Wealth, money. That's why anything that, for example, gambling is forbidden in Islam. Interest is forbidden in Islam. You know, Prophet Muhammad said, yeah, this is another prophecy. He said there will come a time when the people, even if they are not involved directly with interest, they will be affected by it. That's what's happening now. Now you cannot do nothing except by interest. You want to study? Interest. You want to open your own business? Interest, you know? So it came to preserve money. Likewise, Islam came to preserve people's honor. That's why in Islam, imagine, I'm sitting with this brother, imagine, yeah? And I said, you know, that woman, she's a fornicator. He can take me to court. Because of that, Islamically speaking, I will get lashes for lying against you. Because your honor is very valuable in Islam. Because why? I'm defaming your name. And vice versa. So when we have this in place, we'll have good society. People are killing their family for drugs. People are for alcohol, for gambling. Because we're allowing our society. You know, many of us, we see, you know, there's a saying in my country. They say, oh, the one who's beautiful from outside, tell me how do you look from inside? You know, like, you know, you have freedom and that, but you don't know what is really going on inside. How people be destroyed. Majority of young children or young boys are committing crimes. They came from broken houses. That's why marriage, Islam is very important, and Islam, divorce, like even there's narration, divorce is disliked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even they're saying about it, but Allah always encouraged us. Prophet Muhammad encouraged us to get married. Why? You have a family, you have children, you know? So when you have this, and no one have these 5 necessities in their religion except Islam. Okay? Take care of yourself, sister, and thank you for listening to me. And you know, what I would say to you, I'll give you a leaflet, read and study, you never know. I mean, my family, my wife, she's a revert. My wife, of course, she was not atheist, she was a Christian. She's a revert, alhamdulillah. She became Muslim when she was 14. I knew a brother that I used to speak to before. He told me he would never become a Muslim. Then, I didn't see him for 2 years. Then, in Abu Grove, I saw this guy coming toward me, Shamsi, with a big beard, and went like me. And Abdullah, I figured, what? He said, yeah, I became Muslim. What they say never. You know, alhamdulillah. Barakallah fikum, brothers. Jazakumullah khair. If you have any question, or if you want me to correct me, you know, I'm a human being. I make mistakes without any doubt. If you believe I made mistake, you are more than welcome to correct me.
everything you say, that there's no doubt.
Alhamdulillah.
Allah Akbar.
It's from Allah.